Just as Alien originally carved out its place in sci-fi history following the success of Star Wars, the franchise now faces a different challenge, grappling with the use of digital technology to resurrect or rejuvenate characters from earlier films. The Star Wars series famously used CGI to bring back legendary figures like Peter Cushing, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill, sparking debates on the effectiveness and ethics of such techniques. The Flash continued this trend, showcasing versions of George Reeves, Christopher Reeve, and Helen Slater. But these efforts only highlighted the unresolved issues with the technology. In Alien, Romulus, a similar attempt is made with the character of Rook, originally portrayed by Ian Holm. While there are fleeting moments where the digital recreation captures the essence of Holm, the illusion quickly deteriorates, disrupting the film's otherwise immersive atmosphere. The more screen time Rook gets, the more glaring the visual shortcomings become, pulling viewers out of the experience. What makes this particularly frustrating is that the film had all the potential to execute this effect more effectively, but fell short in its execution. Instead of placing Rook at the center, Alien Romulus could have taken cues from the franchise's earlier successes, utilizing shadows and obscurity to maintain the character's mystique and tension. Rook's introduction is initially handled with care. He's discovered lying in a familiar white fluid, his form barely discernible in the low light, hinting at the character without overexposing the digital effects. This approach, emphasizing mystery and limited visibility, would have been more than enough to reintroduce Rook, without the need for prolonged exposure. The film's setting, dominated by dark corridors and sparse lighting, was a perfect opportunity to keep Rook in the shadows, making him more intimidating by what isn't fully revealed. A more effective technique could have involved using sporadic emergency lighting, reminiscent of the original Alien film's self-destruct sequence, to briefly illuminate Rook's face. This would not only have paid homage to the late Ian Holm with more subtlety, but would have also kept the audience in a state of heightened tension. Additionally, distorting the monitors when Rook communicates could have added to the eerie atmosphere, maintaining a sense of unease and avoiding the pitfalls of over-reliance on CGI. Instead, the film opts for a more fan-driven approach, which feels at odds with its otherwise strong emphasis on practical effects. In the end, while some may view Rook's inclusion as a mere nod to the franchise's legacy, his role is actually pivotal to the narrative. He serves to establish the stakes for the protagonists and more deeply connect Alien Romulus to the original Alien than either Prometheus or Alien Covenant managed to achieve. Nevertheless, despite its importance, Rook's portrayal lacks the impact it could have had, leaving an impression that, much like Ash in the original film, his presence is both necessary and yet somehow less effective than it should be.